And where are the women? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Where are the women? Where are your stories? You all tell those stories. Find them stories and tell them. They don't have to be cute. If you don't do it, we will be erased. Already these young people don't know that we stood mighty. They already don't know that if it hadn't been for the women, it wouldn't have been no Black Panther Party. They already don't know that. They already think that men did it. They already believe it. You gotta put it into the line. And if you don't do that, we can't move forward in anything. So that's all I'm doing, is trying to share with you what I've learned over my life. I want to share with you that in Lumberton, North Carolina, where not only was I born, but my mother was born. My grandmother was born. My great-grandmother was born. And my great-great-grandmother was born. In the county of Robeson, we have 56 acres of land. Yeah. We have 17 acres of organic land. And we are selling crops organically. We have cows and we have chickens. Because I'm serious about mine. I'm serious about it. Yeah. So I'm not saying that to brag. No, I'm saying that because if you don't have the 56, if you don't have the 17, I need you to get down with us. You talking about you got some organ that want to do something? You ought to be doing something connected to some land, and it can't be no idea by self-righteousness. Don't it? You know it. I come from the South Bronx, baby. I organize tennis there. I know about this. We got to have land. We got to have ground. And we can't just have jobs. What else must we have? Can we please beg y'all, when y'all talking about all them jobs, I'm not interested in them. I don't care if you don't get but 10. You know what I want you to get? I want you to get some executive courses. Yep. I want you to teach my people how to run businesses. Because let me tell you what I know. You don't have to have a degree to run a business.
That's true.
Oh, no, you don't.
That's true.
I am a high school dropout. I'm not bragging about it. But I want you to know this. There is no reason why we got to be talking all the time about jobs instead of about companies. Why not? Can we please be? We're doing jobs that big. Let's pretty big. That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking you. I'm only asking you to do it because I know from my experience that it can happen.
Peace. I'm Rami Salam El, and I thank you for joining us. Today's message is going directly to, specifically for our women, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our wives, our empresses, our nieces, our aunties, all women. This is especially for you. In my studies, I've seen a lot of different religions, a lot of different movements, and I've noticed that oftentimes, most times, the man is put out front first before the woman. Most of the prophets that I read about are men. God is often, or the Creator is often referred to as a he, the Father. And with all due respect, we all come from a woman, as the great Tupac said. We all have a belly button, and I have yet to see a man birth a child. Understand? And with the Moorish Divine and National Movement specifically, we are supposed to be uplifting fallen humanity, and humanity starts with the woman. Even if you can see here, this is the Quran Questions for Moorish Americans by Prophet Juali. It's kind of difficult to see, but he's holding a woman, and right on her stomach there is the word humanity. So just reaffirming what this is about. A wise man once said that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. And with that being said, I felt it very necessary to create something to help remind all of us how important our women, our mothers are. So I'm going to be reading a few excerpts from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, also known as the Moorish Science Temple of America. This book was divinely prepared by a prophet named Noble Drew Ali, also known as Sharif Abdul Ali. I just wanted to highlight some things that I noticed that can help show and prove why women are the key. So on the first page, the introductory page, Know Thyself, it addresses different groups that this text is for. And first it says, "Dear readers, do not falsely use these lessons. They are for good, peace, and happiness, and for all those that love Jesus." Next it says, "Dear mothers, dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones, that they may learn to love instead of hate." And then it addresses the fathers. So understand it's mother and then father. And then chapter 1, it's the creation and fall of man. And in this chapter, it's literally speaking about how man was created. And towards the end of the first paragraph, it starts asking, why were we given a soul? Why were we given a body? And I just want to read the response to that. "Hear now, O protoplast and earth and plant and beast. Hear now, ye creepy things of the earth, ye fish that swim, ye birds that fly. Hear now, ye winds that blow, ye thunders and ye lightnings of the sky. Hear now, ye spirits of the fire, of water, earth, and air. Hear now, O everything that is, or was, or evermore will be." It's letting you know, everyone listen up. Any and everything, listen up for the answer as to why we were given a soul, why we were created. Then goes on to say, "For wisdom speaks from the highest plane of spirit life." And just reading over that, and you may not even catch what is being said, but one of the Greek translations for wisdom is Sophia, a woman. I want you to look up, how that connects, and if that is true, just type in wisdom and Sophia and see what you find. But understand that in chapter 1, talking about the creation and fall of man, when they're asking about the soul and why we are here, everyone has to listen when wisdom speaks, when the mother speaks. It also goes down a little further, and it says, "Now seeds are perfect, yea, as perfect as the source from which they come, but they are not unfolded into life made manifest. The child is as perfect as the mother is." Let me read that again. The child is as perfect as the mother is. So understand the responsibility and the role that the mother plays in the child's life, in children's life, in all of life. The mother births all of us.
Okay, how hard is it being a wife and a mother?
It's challenging being a wife and a mother. It's very challenging being a wife and a mother. It's a paradox, and paradox are when two opposites are true. Okay? And I've learned that my life is full of many of much paradox, right? So being a wife and a mother is probably one of the most extraordinary experiences and the most fulfilling experiences in my life. But at the same time, it has been very difficult to balance being able to do the things that I want to do and have the freedoms that I want to have, and also being responsible for you and your brothers and your father. And I'm constantly, every day, trying to figure out that balance. Figuring out how to help you fulfill your dreams, which your dreams are changing right now, right? At the same time, assisting Daddy in his dreams, assisting your brothers in their dreams, and then trying to figure out what my dreams are. You know what I mean? So every day when I wake up in the morning, I go into meditation and I ask for guidance from the powers, the intangible powers, and I get focused. I think about, what does Willow need today? Okay, let me check that off, handle that. What does Jada need today? What does Daddy need today? And okay, Jada, before the day is done, you better make sure that you take care of yourself. And that's a new thing for me. When you and Jada were first born, I had forgotten how to take care of myself because you guys were my world. You guys were my everything. You still are. But I had forgotten how to do that. And at the end of the day, the one thing that I always want to tell you, Willow, and the reason why you always have to be in communication, especially with me, your family, your grandmother, your father, your brothers, your friends, the people who love you, you have to understand that life is a journey. Communication creates partnerships. Okay? That we are here to assist you. That we can't make your life for you, and we can't help you with the things that we don't know. And that you always have to remember to take care of you first and foremost. Because when you stop taking care of yourself, you get out of balance and you really forget how to take care of others. And I think that we've been taught that taking care of yourself is a problem. And I'm telling you something about being a mother and some of the messaging that we get in this country about being a mother, that you have to completely sacrifice everything. You have to completely sacrifice every single thing. And I think that what the re-messaging that we as mothers need to have and gravitate to is that you have to take care of yourself in order to have the alignment and the power to take care of others at the capacity that we do. Because it fills the well. What I believe that I do takes so much energy, so much work from heart, spirit, and creativity that I have to be responsible enough to take care of me. Because you know what happens? Imbalance comes, and you know what happens? I look to you, Willow, and I say, Willow, you've got to do this. Because if you don't, you become, I start looking towards you. I start making you responsible for my happiness. And a lot of times, you know what we do? We look to our men, we look to our husbands and our boyfriends, and we go, I've given all this up for you, and you've got to make this right by me, and you're supposed to make me happy. Because we've lost our way on how to make ourselves happy. We lost our way. So what I had to do and what I had to learn was how to get more balance. And over the years, each year, each day, I get more and more and more and more in balance. More and more and more in alignment. And you know what? I get more and more happy. And the very thing that I thought would make you unhappy or make Jaden unhappy or make Daddy unhappy actually is fulfilling for you guys as well. Even though it might not be a tangible reason. But the more happy I am and the more fulfilled I am, it works for the family. And when I'm not, it doesn't. It's really that simple. You know, so I know that was a very long answer.
Because what it all goes down to is when mama's unhappy, everybody's unhappy.
Right, that's right, but that I have to be responsible for my own happiness.
Yeah,
and in order to be
absolutely.
responsible for my own happiness, I've got to create new messaging. And I look at women, I look at mothers, and I really feel like there's a lot of unhappiness going on. It's because of the messaging that we've gotten. That you're a bad mother. You're a bad mother if you do anything that makes you happy. You better be at home, and at every single moment, don't you take your eyes off that kid, those children of yours. And that's the messaging. That is the messaging. And that messaging will drive somebody crazy. You have a right to be happy. And your happiness is what fuels you from the inside.
Absolutely.
The very next chapter after the creation and fall of man is about the education of Mary and Elizabeth in Egypt. Mary being the mother of Jesus and Elizabeth being the mother of John. And this ties directly into the child being as perfect as the mother is. But before I get to that, I want to read a few things that are not as attached to the spiritual or the religious side of things, but some very important wisdom, if you will, for our mothers and our sisters out there that you can apply right now, because we really need to know this. We really need for you to know this, more importantly. Chapter 21, Marriage Instructions for Man and Wife, from the Noble Prophet. Give ear, fair daughter of love, to the instructions of prudence, and let the precepts of truth sink deep in thy heart. So shall the charms of thy mind add luster to the elegance of thy form, and thy beauty, like the rose it resembleth, shall retain its sweetness when its bloom is withered. In the spring of thy youth, in the morning of thy days, when the eyes of men gaze on thee with delight, and nature whispereth in thine ear the meaning of their looks, hear with caution their seducing words. Hear with caution their seducing words, there being men's seducing words. Guard well thy heart, nor listen to their soft persuasions. Remember that thou art made man's reasonable companion, not the slave of his passion. The end of thy being is not merely to gratify his loose desire, but to assist him in the toils of life, to soothe his heart with thy tenderness, and recompense his care with soft endearments. Women are made men's reasonable companion, not the slave to our passions. Who is she that winneth the heart of men, and subdue him to love, and reigneth in his breast or his heart? Lo, yonder she walketh in maiden sweetness, with innocence in her mind and modesty on her cheek. Her hand seeketh employment, her foot delighteth not in gating abroad. Gating is G-A-D-D-I-N-G. I'm not quite sure what that means, so I gotta look that up myself. She is clothed with neatness. She is fed with temperance. Humility and meekness are as a crown of glory circling her head. On her tongue dwelleth music. The sweetness of honey floweth from her lips. Decency is in all her words. In her answers are mildness and truth. Submission and obedience are the lessons of her life, and peace and happiness are her reward. Submission and obedience are the lessons, and peace and happiness are the reward. Before her steps walk prudence, and virtue attendeth at her right hand. Her eyes speaketh softness and love, but discretion with a scepter sitting on her brow. The tongue of her licentious, L-I-C-E-N-T-I-O-U-S. I gotta look that up too. The tongue of her licentious is dumb in her presence. The awe of her virtue keepeth him silent. This is very key. I got this one circled. I don't know if you can see that right there. Line 13. When scandal is busy, and the fame of her neighbors is tossed from tongue to tongue, if charity and good nature open not her mouth, the finger of silence rests on her lip. When scandal is busy, gossiping, rumors, negative things are going around, if it's not charity and good nature coming out your mouth, and I say this to our women and our sisters, this is a very key point. We really need to understand that. Men too, but women, shout out to Kerry Washington. Her breast is the mansion of goodness, and therefore she suspecteth no evil of others. Happy were the man that should make her his wife. Happy the child that should call her mother. Let me read, and it goes on, but I wanted to read a chapter. The next chapter is the duty of a husband. And I want to read this is because, this is what our women, our sisters, our queens need to expect of us as men. And if you are not receiving this, then, perhaps you need to make some adjustments, or, help your man or your boyfriend, your husband, see where he may need to correct himself, and ourselves, speaking to myself as well. Take unto thyself a wife and obey the ordinance of Allah, or take unto thyself a wife and become a faithful member of society. But examine with care and fix not suddenly. On the present choice depends thy future happiness. Now, and this is a message for the women. If much of her time is destroyed in dress and adornment, if she is enamored with her own beauty, and delighteth with her own praise, if she laugheth much and talk loud, if her foot abideth not in her father's house, and her eyes with boldness rove on the faces of men, though her beauty were as the sun in the firmament of heaven, turn thy face from her charms, turn thy feet from her paths, and suffer not thy soul to be ensnared by the allurements of imagination. Man, if she is enamored with her own beauty, the selfie queens, yes, it's a message for you. You understand? Man. But, here we go though. But, when thou findest sensibility of heart, joined with softness of manners, an accomplished mind, with a form agreeable to thy fancy, she looks good, take her home to thy house. She is worthy to be thy friend, thy companion in life, the wife of thy bosom. Bosom is like your chest, your heart. O cherish her as a blessing sent to thee from heaven. Let the kindness of thy behavior endure thee to her heart. She is the mistress of thy house. Just real quick, back in in the old days, mistress doesn't mean what we think it means. Mistress is actually the person that runs the house. She is the mistress of thy house. Treat her therefore with respect, that thy servants may obey her. See, obey her. Oppose not her inclination without cause. She is the partner of thy cares. Make her also the companion of thy pleasures. Reprove her faults with gentleness. Exact not her obedience with rigor. This is for the men and for women to expect of men. Reprove her faults with gentleness. Exact not her obedience with rigor. Trust thy secrets in her breast. Her counsels are sincere. Thou shalt not be deceived. Be faithful to her bed, for she is the mother of thy children. Be faithful to her bed, for she is the mother of thy children. And when pain and sickness assault her, let thy tenderness soothe her affliction, and look from thee of pity and love. A look from thee of pity and love shall alleviate her grief, or instigate her pain, and be more avail than 10 physicians. Consider the tenderness of her sex, the delicacy of her frame, and be not severe to her weakness, but remember thy own imperfections. That's a lesson right there, man. Be not severe to her weakness, but remember thy own imperfections. Powerful, powerful. Let me read just this last part here, chapter 20, Holy Instructions and Warnings for All Young Men, because this also applies to women and what you should, aim to be and model yourself as. Beware, young men, beware of all of the allurements and wantonness, and let not the harlot tempt thee to excess her in delights. Harlot, I looked up earlier, is like a prostitute or a promiscuous woman. Now we call them thoughts. The madness of desire shall defeat its own pursuits. From the blindness of its rage thou shalt rush upon destruction. But when virtue and modesty enlighten her charms, the luster of a beautiful woman is brighter than the stars of heaven, and the influence of her power it is in vain to resist. So when virtue and modesty enlighten her charms, not the looks, not the butt shots, not the makeup, the MAC lip gloss, modesty and virtue. The beauty of the woman is brighter than the stars of heaven. It's pretty bright. Her smile is more delicious than a garden of roses. The innocence of her eyes is like that of a turtle. Simplicity and truth dwell in her heart. The kisses of her mouth are sweeter than honey. The perfumes of Arabia breathe from her lips. Virtue and modesty.
When we finally arrived, the chauffeur escorted my sister, Layla, and me up to my father's suite. As usual, he was hiding behind the door, waiting to scare us. We exchanged many hugs and kisses as we could possibly give in one day. My father took a good look at us, then he sat me down on his lap and said something that I will never forget. He looked at me straight in my eyes and said, "Hannah, everything that God made valuable in this world is covered and hard to get to. Where do you find diamonds? Deep down in the ground, covered and protected. Where do you find pearls? Deep down at the bottom of the ocean, covered up and protected in a beautiful shell. Where do you find gold? Way down in the mine, covered with layers and layers of rock. You've got to work hard to get them." He then looked at me with serious eyes. "Your body is sacred. You are far more precious than diamonds and pearls, and you should be covered too."
Let me just close it out by going back to chapter 2 that was speaking on the education of Mary and Elizabeth. For the child is as perfect as the mother is, remember? And it says, "And these your sons will be the first to tell the news, and teach the gospel of goodwill to men and peace on earth. A mighty work is theirs, for carnal men want not the light. They love the dark, and when the light shines in the dark they comprehend it not. We call these sons revealers of the light, but they must have the light before they can receive the light. And you, mothers," speaking about Mary and Elizabeth, but it's speaking to all mothers, to all women that are going to be mothers. "And you must teach your sons. and set their souls on fire with love and holy zeal, and make them conscious of their missions to the sons of men. Women are the key. You are the key. But you see, the men, the sons, the children, the nation will only be as perfect as you are. With great power comes great responsibility. That's why it is of the utmost importance that you know who you are and what you represent. I humbly ask for you to read the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, or the Moorish Science Temple of America. You can find it on iamhhtemple.org, rvbaypublications.com. Just Google or look up or search Noble Drew Ali, Holy Quran, Circle 7. You'll be able to find it. And please read it. Because in order for us to reveal the light, we have to have it. In order for us to have it, you must teach it to us. As mothers are the first teachers. And see, once you know this knowledge within, we will get it passed through us before we even reach the earth, when we are being born within you. That's the true key. I hope you're listening. Peace and love.
Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. A beautiful woman that's on the beat. Every black girl ain't lost, so let it be. They tryna break you down, it's hypocrisy. You're so beautiful, from the top of your head down to your toes. Through the perseverance you remain whole. They can't break your soul, saying you don't fit the role. You don't have to fix your hair or change your nose. You look perfectly fine, I want you to know. With no makeup on, you still glow. Now smile for me and hold your head high, cause sky is the limit, and you can still have what you want, be what you want. They still might front on you, even if you're only being true to yourself. Do me a favor, don't change for nobody else. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You growing older, feeling stronger. Knowledge of self, your mind is like a boulder. It can't be moved by what the media spews. You're so in control, they don't control you. If you don't see yourself and it don't support it, so all that loud noise gets avoided, muted. Still, they never talk about the other side of real. So what's the deal to the ones living right? Your mind takes flight above the ignorance. Call you magnificent, you got it figured out, that's the difference. Knowledge in abundance, filled with substance. Not living dumbfounded, always been grounded, yeah. You see the look in her eyes, it's set right on the price. To be the first POTUS, I'm sure I see it in my lifetime. You're bright, baby girl, so just shine. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Whether you light skin or you dark skin, or you in the middle, caramel complexion. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You like your perm? I like mine too. Then I shaved it off. Nappy is beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. Being different makes you unique, so embrace yourself. You never feel defeat. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're so beautiful. Yeah, it comes in all colors, shapes and sizes. I need for y'all to realize that you're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, yeah, yeah, you're beautiful.
Salvation, Allah, Unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America. The Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or falsely accuse his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Jew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet Drew Ali through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Noble Drew Ali, founder,